Right, I'll just share my screen now because I got a little presentation. So hello everyone, good morning. Hope you're all doing very well and hope you're all excited to be here. And so my name is Theresa. My name is Theresa Ogbekhiulu, and I am Education Officer at the Students' Union in Swansea University. So that's, I'm assuming you know already. Okay, so right, I'll just go. Oh, sorry. Just hang on a second. I'll just pop that back again. So, sorry about that. So in the Students' Union, we have 6 officers that kind of lead the student voice, and the student union is really all about ensuring that students get a voice in the university. So we are here to support you as a student. So let's say there was something you didn't like about the university, the student union is there to support you in that sense. So if there was something you wanted to change, if there was an event you wanted to run, the student union is there to support you in that sense. And I guess why I'm here today is because I also came through, I'm an international student, so I also came through the college. It was called ICWS at the time. So I did my foundation, just like most of you would be going into your foundation year. I did my foundation. I went on to my first year, second year, third year. So I think I happened to like Swansea a lot. Then I studied for my postgraduate. And now I ran to be education officer for the Students' Union, and I got in the first term, and I have been re-elected again. I am not fed up of Swansea just yet. Still enjoying my time in Swansea, which I do hope you do when you come down to Swansea, or if you are in Swansea already. So, like I was saying before, we've got a group of 6 officers. So Inish, that is the Societies and Services Officer. So Inish does a lot of work around societies and services, really. So societies would include anything from cultural societies to like Nigerian society, Filipino society, Christian society, Islam society, like anything. There's a society for everything. There's a pajama society. So if you if you like to chill out like that, there is a society for that. She also looks after the services on campus, so things like the food outlets on campus. And because the student union owns some services as well, we are able to make changes in that aspect. So let's say, for example, you thought, oh, food was too pricey on campus. We are able to, reduce the price. That's the kind of power students have, really. So Fion is the sports officer. So Fion handles everything sports related. So if you're interested in sports, Fiona is your go-to person, and she is also president for the next academic year. So she'll probably be, she is president when you start your foundation degree. So I am education officer. I am the current education officer, and I will be education officer next year again. So you get to see my face around the college to come say hello. I'm always there. And Grace is our current president, and yeah, she is phenomenal as well. She kind of oversees almost literally everything, really. And Meg is our Welsh Affairs officer. So because Swansea is in Wales, and we thought it was important for Welsh students to also be represented, so Meg does a lot of work around ensuring that Welsh students are represented. She also organizes Welsh free Welsh classes for students who would like to take part in learning Welsh. I have started learning Welsh myself. I think I'm in my 3rd month of learning Welsh. I can say some words here and there, not a lot, but yeah. And Anna Giri is our welfare officer. So she handles everything welfare related. from, you know, extenuating circumstance, or like, let's say, for example, you maybe failed an exam and, you know, you can't even sit an exam. Anna does a lot of work with our advice and support center to ensure that students are happy with studying in Swansea. So move on. And just to know, the Student Union is a separate organization from the university, and we are all democratically elected to represent student voice. So, and that is why, let's say, for example, in an extreme situation that a student fails an exam, we are able to sort out academic appeals for the student, because the university cannot appeal against itself. So we are there as a separate body from the university. So we, in plain words, we technically fight the university for students, really. And so aside from the full-time officers that are democratically elected, we also have part-time officers. And those part-time officers represent different liberation groups. And if you're not quite sure what liberation groups are, I'll just highlight that quickly. So we have BME, we have a BME officer, which means Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic Officer. So that officer oversees all the issues relating to the BME community. So in terms of events, campaigns, for example, Black History Month last year in October was very, very much celebrated, because I worked with the BME officer to ensure that, you know, went on. We also have mental health awareness officer. So this year, the mental health awareness officers ensure that there is a specific day for mental health in the university. So we also have, I'm just touching on the liberation group so you kind of get a feel of what I'm talking about. We also have the LGBT plus officers on Singleton and on Bay campus. So those officers oversee all the issues regarding, you know, LGBT students, so from campaigns to complaints and like policies as well. For example, this year there's been a policy passed by the LGBT officer on Bay campus for there to be more inclusive bathrooms and toilets in new buildings. So this is just to give you a feel of the kind of things students can change in the university. And we also have women's officers, well, as part of the liberation group. We also have women's officer. This year, the women's officer did a lot of work around period poverty and ensuring that we've got a more sustainable way for female students to, you know, go through the period. So there's been like a launch of this period cup. I don't know if everyone knows about this, but yeah, so that's the kind of work we do really. The environmental officers also done a lot of work this year around around raising money for to support the Australian bushfires. I don't know if any of you remember that this happened last year. So she did a lot of work around raising funds for that. And also we've got international officer, and I know most of us on here are international students, and the international student this year ensured that on the International Students' Day, she did the whole event, which was very exciting, you know, very colorful as well. So those are kind of things that the full-time officers and the part-time officers do. So we're kind of like the exciting part of the university. If you want to have a good time, I think you should get involved in the student union. So what are the things we've done so far? So this year, the girls and I, that's my team, we wanted to, you know, work on making events more inclusive for everybody, because we noticed that there has been, you know, a gap in inclusivity when it comes to events that are run in the student union and the university. So this picture here is from, these two pictures are from Ladies' Day. So like I said, Fiona is a sports officer, and Ladies' Day was, you know, a day to celebrate women that play sports. So, and even women that don't play sports were also there. It was just a very fun, you know, very fun day for women to just come around, play football. There was so many sports they played, and they were able to also raise some money towards Copperfield. for breast cancer awareness as well. And this picture was from November. So luckily I'm actually wearing the shirt as well. I don't know if you can see. So November was a month to, create awareness around men's mental health. So as you notice already, we are an all-female team. So, but we still wanted to do something for the men to just, let them know that we are thinking of them and we are also there to represent them. And these are pictures from Black History Month as well. I did a lot of work in, ensuring that there were so many events for Black History Month. We had a debate night and we had like panel talk. And here is Grace. So she ensured that this year there was a safe space for students who wanted to kind of like take a break from the hustle and bustle of the university. So like, let's say if you wanted to just, because sometimes the university can be very noisy, there's so much going on around, there's too many people in the library, too many people around, you just want to get a break, but you don't want to go home. So she launched this room, and it's in, sorry, I moved on, I don't know why that's jumped up, but yeah, that room is in our new building, and luckily enough it is just opposite the college. So when everything is open and back up and running, please pay a visit. So I mentioned the Advice and Support Centre briefly in my introduction. So the Advice and Support Centre looks after students. So this is run by the student union. So we do a lot of work around supporting students when it comes to legal advice, housing advice, even to your finances, to money. We could give you money as well, but that's if you're really struggling. We also do one-to-one counseling. If there was something you wanted to speak to someone about, the Advice and Support Center are really, really good with that. I know as international students, sometimes you're not quite used to always going to speak to people about issues like this, and I do understand that, because I had problems with speaking to people about my problems, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother anyone. But when you settle in the UK, you understand that it's okay to speak about these issues, because mental health is very important, to look after your mental health, and I would really advise that strongly for students. So don't shy away from speaking to someone, speak to your friends, and the advice and support is also there for you. So clubs and societies, so I touched on this as well briefly. There are different clubs and societies on campus. They also hold events across both campuses. Some hold events more on Singleton, and some do try to hold events on Bay Campus as well. So we've got religious societies, we've got cultural societies, hobbies and sports as well. And like I said earlier, we've got Christian society, Jewish, Hindu, all of that. And for culture as well, we've got Ghanaian, Filipino, Indian, Nigerian, Kenyan. There's literally a society for everything. And for sports hobbies as well, there's dance, there's drama. I said there was pajamas, there's cheese and wine. And if you wanted to also, create a society, you could definitely create that as well, because that is what the student union is there for, to promote what students want. So no idea is silly at all. And this is just an example of what they've done this year. This picture was from the Holly Festival, and that is what the Abbey in Swansea on Singleton campus looks like. So there's a whole park there. So students literally went crazy with colors, and it was very exciting. So what is there for you in the student union? What can you do to be part of the student union? In my foundation year in the college, I was a student rep. Then I became a student body. I just could not get enough of the college. I just wanted to be involved, wanted to just do something for other students as well. And when I went on to my first year, I still, I wanted to still be a student rep. So, I became a student rep, and then that was how I transitioned to being involved in the student union, and having the courage to run for a full-time position. So you can be a student rep as part of the student union. So this was a picture from our social this year, and can we just appreciate the level of diversity in that, please? So So as education officer, I lead the education zone. And it's very important for me to represent the voice of students in their courses and regardless of whatever college they are. So in the university, we've got 8 colleges across both campuses, and we've got college reps and subject reps as well. So the college reps have to go through an interview process, but the subject reps are either chosen by the colleges or they're elected. It's not a stressful process. It is very exciting as well because you get to attend all these meetings with the university, you know, very exciting. You get to attend meetings with, you know, the heads of your college. Sometimes you even get to attend meetings with the vice chancellor. How cool is that? Not all of your friends can do that. So I really encourage you to be a student rep because it gives you a lot of, you know, advantage. Also, there are part-time jobs within the student union because, like I said earlier, we've got different services on campus. We've got bars, we've got catering facilities as well, and we employ students there because everything we do is student facing. So we want to ensure that students are part of all our processes. So you can get a part-time job with the student union as well. We also have Discovery on campus. So that is an on-site volunteering organization. They offer volunteering and voluntary positions to students. Also, as part of the student union, you can also be part of committees as well. You can be president, secretary, PR officer, all of that, because these societies have committees that govern them. So you can get involved in that sense. And you could also be a full-time officer like me. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a home student to be a full-time officer. You can be an international student. It doesn't, your race, age, gender, all of that doesn't matter. And you can also get internship programs within the university, and the student union can help with that as well. And I think the exciting thing about being a student in Swansea University, being part of the student union, is that you meet like-minded individuals, you meet your friends. Most of the people I'm friends with till today are people I've met through my involvement in the student union and through my involvement in, you know, the university in general. And because you're part of the student union, you also get advice and support from us as well. So as a student in Swansea University, as a student in the college, you get automatic membership into the student union. So you don't have to do anything to be a part of the student union. You just need to get involved because you're already a member automatically. So why am I even shouting about getting involved in the student union? Why am I making so much noise about it? I'm sure you're wondering by now. As a full-time officer, this role has given me a lot of opportunities. I've spoken to a lot of people I've never thought I'll speak to, like, let's say 2 years ago. I met Hillary Clinton. How cool is that? That is me. Oh, I've gone back now. Oh, no. Right, let me just go back on this. Sorry, I got too excited there. Okay. Right, just a second. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I met Hillary Clinton. How cool is that? So she came to Swansea University to launch her book, and, you know, as part of the student union, she requested to, you know, see the representatives from the student union. So, you know, we met with her, we had dinner with her. And aside from, you know, going on about Hillary Clinton, we also get to speak at graduation ceremonies. And I think that's a very cool part of being part of the student union, because, you know, it's nice to get your face out there and, you know, imagine speaking at your graduation or even the ceremonies of your friends. It kind of it just adds that nice touch to graduations. Also, you get to go to conferences across the UK, implement policies. So as part of in Swansea University Student Union, we're also part of the National Union of Students. So that's literally for the whole of the UK. So yeah, we go to conferences. This was part of one of the conference for the National Union of Students. Aside that, we also get to meet other people, because these other people are from other universities in Wales or other universities in the UK as well. You also get to be role models, and you also get to have role models as well, because you're speaking to people in the university, speaking to people like the vice chancellor, the pro vice chancellors, the chancellor herself, and other people in the university. So I think it's just more about networking and representing students. That's the core of what we do. And training opportunities, there's so many trainings we did this year, I've even lost count. We did trainings on literally how to even sit on meetings, how to conduct yourself in meetings, because you can imagine being a student and from transitioning from being a student to work life. It was a big change, but we had to learn how to get on with it, really. And with this picture, we helped with there was a university, it's called Bolton. They had like fires in their accommodation, so we had a lot of donations sent to them from Swansea. So that's the kind of things we do in this student union, really. So what are our priorities for the year? A lot of things we've already worked on, and a lot of things we're working on at the moment. So with Fionn, who is a sports officer, she wanted to ensure that sports is inclusive for all. So whether you're an international student, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, Black, whether you're tall, short, whether so everyone can get involved in sports. So she ran a campaign called Inclusive Sports for All. So her priority is trying to get a lot of people involved in sports as much as possible, because especially as an international student, you come here thinking all you need to do is study. Education, I'm sorry to say, but it is beyond the four walls of your classroom. It is beyond reading those books. I want you to work hard and study and, get those good degrees, because I'm an education officer. But I'm telling you right now, I wish someone had told me, you need to get involved. Take advantage of the opportunity. Make good use of the opportunities you've got at the moment. You can get involved in so much and be so much more. And also, Anna wanted to do a lot on improving the wellbeing services on campus. So that's within the student union and the university as well. And collectively wanted to work on improving the student union's presence, because not everyone knows what the student union does. And I'm so grateful for Catherine for inviting me to come speak to you about the student union, because I feel like this is very important, because I didn't really know so much about the student union when I came, but I'm glad now that I'm involved and I can speak to other students about it. So we also fight for equal opportunity for Welsh students as well, to ensure that they're able to get, the assessments in Welsh, and for other students to be able to learn Welsh if they wanted to. My main work this year was also trying to work around reducing the Black attainment gap. So that's more technical, but it's more about ensuring that Black students, and when I say BME student or Black student, I mean Black, Asian, and ethnic minorities. So, my work was more around ensuring that students of color, Asian students, can also get the same opportunities as their white counterparts when it comes to employment, when it comes to the curriculum. And I've been involved in different events like diversifying the reading list to ensure that, we get more perspective aside from, the Western perspective we're all used to. Also, I've just mentioned that work on a more diverse and inclusive reading list and curriculum. So, sorry I have literally gone on a ramble, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks for listening to me. I'll just stick around to answer your questions if you've got any. Hello to those that have just joined. Does anyone have any questions for me, or was there something that wasn't very clear that you wanted me to maybe touch on more? Is there something you want to know about?
I have a question, Theresa. If everyone, so we've got enrolment happening tomorrow and Wednesday, so then everyone will sort of be set up on all of the Swansea systems and all the rest of it. If anyone wanted to sort of find out what's coming up that the Students' Union are doing, have you got any events coming up, where would the best be to go and find out that sort of information?
Right, thank you. I should have put that up, but you can follow us on our social media pages. You can follow us on Facebook. It's literally Swansea University Students' Union, and our Insta as well if you're not on Facebook. So you can follow us on Instagram as well. I'll just pop it in the chat. And you could search on our website. We're always like constantly updating that, and any events we kind of like set up, I'll ensure that we send it to you as well, Catherine, so you can send that around to your students. But yeah, I think it will be mainly our social media pages really.
And then you have a section on the My Uni part of the website as well, is that right?
Yes, we do.
Excellent.
100%. Cool.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for such an informative and enthusiastic session. Really great to hear all of the different things that are going on within the Students' Union. So if anyone does have any questions, please do ask now. Alternatively, you can always drop me an email and I can pass your questions on to Theresa, or you can go and check out those social media channels and the My Uni pages there once you've got your Swansea logons.
Amazing.
Excellent. So we are all going to get changed into maybe something a bit more comfortable. I know I am, as we've got an increasing mobility session coming up in 2 minutes' time. So I will see you in some lycra in 2 minutes, everyone.
Thanks, Catherine. Take care.
All right. Take care all.